Hello everyone, welcome back to Dibya classes. So till now in chapter 3 we have completed keywords, identifiers and literals. Today we'll continue with variables. So let us start quickly. So what are variables? So every value, constant, literals needs a place to be stored and this place is called a variable. So what is a variable? A variable is an identifier that denotes a storage location which is used to store a value, constant or also known as literal. So first of all, let us understand what does this mean. So this is a human being. This is a cow. This is a dog. This is a cat. So human lives in a place called a house. So similarly, cow lives in shed. Dog lives in a kennel. Cat lives in a cattery. So everyone has their own place to stay. A human being stays in a house. Similarly, shed is a house where cow stays. Kennel is a house where dog stays. Cattery is a house where cat stays, and similarly for different animals there are different types of house. So here the house in Java is nothing but it is called a variable. In Java this house is called a variable, and who will be stored in this variable? The constants, the literals, the values. Last class, in the last videos we studied about literals, right? Different types of literals: integer literals, real literals, both part of numeric literals. Then we studied about single character literals and string literals, again part of character literals, and boolean literal. So total 3 literals subdivided into 5: integer, real, single character, string and boolean. So assume that integer is a human being, real is a cow, single character constant is a dog, string is a cat, boolean is a horse. So these are different types of animals, right? Assume that these are different types of animals, and all these animals have a place to stay, and that place is called a variable, the house. The house where these constants, these values, the literals will stay. Means integer will stay in a house, real will also stay in a house, single character constant will also stay in a house, string will also stay in a house, boolean will also stay in a house. It is compulsory to keep the values in a variable. Okay. Similarly, a human being needs a house. You cannot stay without a house. Where will you stay? Why a house is there? For protection. So variable also help to keep the data in a particular location. For example, I want to meet you. This is me and I want to meet you. How will I meet you? You must be staying in a house with some address, right? This is your house, and for example the house number is 5. When I will go to house number 5, I will find you. If you don't have a house, you stay in the street, how will I find you? Similarly, for all animals, for human beings, we need a storage location. Similarly, in Java also, for each constant, we need a storage location. And this storage location is called a variable. Clear? That is what the definition says. Every value, constant or literals needs a place to be stored. And this place is called a variable. So variable is an identifier. What does this mean? Variable is an identifier. Actually, each variable have their own name. For example, this is you, this is your friend, this is me. We are all human beings, okay, but we are staying in different house. You have your house, your friend has another house, I have my house. All are house, all are similar. How to differentiate them? So all the houses have a different name. That is the identifier name. In Java, we'll give names to the variables. Okay. For example, your house name is A. My house name is B. Your friend's house name is C. So that when I'll tell you that I will go to C, then I will find your friend. If I'll go to A, I will find you. Okay, and I am staying in B. So to differentiate these variables, we need an identifier name. Therefore, variables are also known as identifier locations. Okay. Therefore, it is saying that variable is an identifier that denotes a storage location. A variable just tells that this is a place where you can store some constants. Clear? Now, we'll come to another concept, that is data type. So what is data type? Data type specifies the type and size of values that can be stored in a variable. A data type specifies the type and size of values that can be stored in a variable. What does this mean? So now we understood that for different types of constant, means for different types of animals, for here, for a human being needs a house, a dog needs a house, a cat needs a house, a cow needs a house. So everyone needs a house. But can a cow stay in our house? No. Our house is built to keep human beings, right? The house of human beings, the house of dog, the house of cat, the house of cow, the house of rabbit, the house of snake, all look different. All look different. For birds, there is nest. All look different from each other. Okay. So all these are variables. This is a variable. Means our house is a variable. Dog's house is also a variable. Cat house is also a variable. Cow house is also a variable. So how to differentiate them? So now comes the role of the data type. So data type will tell you, okay, the data type tells what? The type and size of values that can be stored in a variable. Or that means that data type will tell that this is what type of house and also how big is the house. Okay, it will tell what type of house is that and how big is that house. For example, this is a house of type and of a size. Houses comes in different size. Assume house of a human being. We have 1-story house, we have 2-story house, we have 3-bedroom apartments, we have 4-bedroom apartments. The size varies. Our house's size varies. Similarly, it may vary for different animals also. Big house where there may be more than one animal staying. If only one animal is staying, it will be a smaller house. Something like that. So for example, so data type will tell what type and size of value can be stored in this variable. For example, type is human and size is 4. This means we are going to build a house. Okay, we are going to build a house that is suitable for human being. It is not for dogs, it is not for cat, it is not for cows, it is for human beings. And the size is 4 means assume that it is 4 BHK. Means there are 4 bedroom, hall and kitchen. Something like that. If size is 2, it is a 2 BHK. So if it is 2 BHK, only 3 to 4 people will stay. If it is 4 BHK, more than 3 to 4, like 8 people can stay. Depends. It's not necessary that if the house is very big, the number of humans will also increase. It may be a 4 BHK house, but only 2% will be staying. So that doesn't matter that how many persons staying. It only tells about the size. How big is that house? The size tells how big is the house, and type says who can stay. For example, now the type is cat. So here in this house, now only cat can stay. Not human beings. Not fit for human beings. Not fit for dogs. Okay. For example, shed. The type is shed. That is for cows, right? The type is shed. So who will stay? Cows will stay, right? You are not going to stay in their house. So similarly, different types of constants have different type of houses. Different types of constant have different types of houses. What are the constants we have studied? Different types. If you go into the subsections, we have integer, we have real, we have single character, we have string, and we have boolean. So assume that all these 5 are different types of animals. So integer, has a different type of house and it can be of various sizes. Real has a different type of house, single character constant has a different type of house, string has a different type of house, and boolean has a different type of house. So you can say there are 5 types of houses present in Java, or 5 types of data types you can say. Okay, it is very simple to remember. For integer you need to build a different type of house as compared to for a real. For single character different, for string different, for boolean different. Now in the later part of the videos, we'll be understanding how to build these houses. Before that, let us understand what are the types of data types present in Java. So there are 2 types of data types, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. What are primitive data types? So primitive data types are also known as intrinsic or built-in, and non-primitive data types are also known as derived or reference. So primitive data type is again divided into 3 types, that is numeric, non-numeric and boolean. That is nothing but it is same as the number of constants. So we have numeric constant, we have non-numeric or also known as character constant, and we have boolean constant. In the last class we studied about these 3 types of constant. So since there are 3 types of constant, we need 3 different types of house. We need a storage location, and the storage location is called a variable, but there will be 3 different types of variables for them. For numeric, there is numeric variable, or the type of variable will be numeric. For non-numeric, we have non-numeric, also known as character, and for boolean, we have boolean. So there are 3 types of data types. These are the data types, and these are the constants. It is very easy to remember. There are 3 types of constant, there are 3 types of data type, and the names are also same. It is numeric constant, numeric data type, non-numeric or character constant, non-numeric or character data type, boolean constant, boolean data type. Again, numeric is divided into 2 parts, integer and real. Character is divided into single character and string. Boolean is itself boolean only. Similarly, here also numeric is divided into 2 types, that is integer and real. Real is also known as floating point. So here also there is integer and real. So to keep integer constant, we need a integer type of variable or integer type of data type. To store a real constant, we need a real type of variable, that is real type of data type. Clear? So now integer is again divided into 4, that is byte, short, int and long. Byte, short, int, long, all these 4 are what? All these 4 are keywords. All these 4 are keywords. So what are byte, short, int, long? Byte, short, int, long are the keywords that will help to tell that what type of values can be stored in a variable. Basically, these are the actual data types we will be writing. These are the keywords we will be using in our syntaxes to create variables, to create houses. We'll study later in this video how to create these variables. Okay. So integer numeric is again divided into 4 types, that is byte, short, int and long. Byte will also store integer values, short will also store integer values, int will also store integer values, and long will also store integer values. All these 4 will store integer value. So why there are 4? Why not 1? It can be only byte, for example, and we are storing an integer value there also. Why there are 4? It represents different sizes. Byte, see in bracket I have written 1, short I have written 2, int I have written 4, long I have written 8. What does that mean? So we have byte, short, int and long, right? We have byte, we have short, we have int, we have long. Byte means if a variable is byte, we can store integer constants. If a variable is short, we can store integer constant. If a variable is int, we can store integer constant. If the variable is long, we can store integer constant. So all these four says that it can store integer values. These are the data type. Data type says two things, that is type. And here type is integer, means in this variable we can store only integer values. If you write byte also, it will store integer. If you write short, it will store integer. If you write int, it will store integer. If you write long, it will store integer. Then why are there fours? So data types not only tells about type, it also tells about the size. So byte means 1 byte of size, short means 2 byte of size, int means 4 byte of size, long means 8 byte of size. So what is byte actually? Byte is a measurement unit. Like for example, you measure your height by inch or feet or centimeter. Okay. Similarly, in computer language, we measure the memory location, the storage location in the help of byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte. Similarly, okay. So as the number increases, the size also increases. So byte means 1 byte means it is a small location. 2 byte means it is bigger. 4 byte means more bigger. 8 bytes means more bigger. So byte is the smallest. So byte is, for example, it is a 1 BHK house. Assume that 1 means 1 BHK house. 2 bytes means it is 2 BHK house. It is 2 bedroom. So that more people can stay. INT means it is 4 BHK house. More people can stay. Long means it is 8 BHK house. So many people can stay in this, right? So many people can stay. So byte means if you want to store a small value, for example, you want to store just 5. You want to store 5. Then what you will do? You will take byte because 5 is a small number. For example, you are taking a big number, 5000. For example, it will not get accommodated in byte. So you have to take short. Similarly, if it is not getting accommodated in short, you have to take int. If you are not fitting in int, you have to take long. Clear? So it depends on the size of data. How big is the data? So in your class 9 notes, in page 12-13, you can see the size and range of values are given. For example, for byte, the range is from -128 to 127. It means, for example, a variable is byte. For example, a variable is byte of type byte. That means the size is 1 byte. Then you can store any value within the range of -128 to 127. For example, the value is 50. So 50 is within this range, right? It is within this range. So we can store this value. For example, you want to store 500. This is wrong. Why you cannot store in this house? Because 500 is not within this range. Similarly, all the data types have their own range. You can see your printed notes in page 12-13 where you can find all the details about the size and range. Okay. So what actually happens? For example, assume that 50 is a small person and 500 is a big person. And the house size is this much. So this size can fit. But can this guy fit into this? No, because it is a smaller house. Similarly, if the value is big, you cannot store in a smaller house. If you want to store 500, you cannot store in byte because it is not within the range. It is too big a number. So you have to take the next bigger variable, that is short. If it is not in the range of short, you have to take int. If it is not in the range of int, you have to take long. Similarly, okay. And also in real, also known as floating point, it is again divided into two. That is float and double. So float can store real values, that is decimal values, and double can also store decimal values. So why two? Again because of size. If you want to store a small value, you will take float. If you want to store a bigger value, that cannot be accommodated in float, you have to take double. Clear? Next is non-numeric data type. So non-numeric data type means nothing but character data type. That is to store character constant. So there are two types of character constant, that is single character constant and string. So here also under numeric data types there are two types, that is single character and string. So char and string are the char. The size of char is 2 bytes. Why the size of char is 2 bytes? A char can store only single character. We already know. The size of each character in Java is of 2 bytes. So the size of A is 2 bytes. Size of B is 2 bytes. The size of 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2 bytes. All are characters, alphabet, digits, special characters, all are 1 characters. And the size of each character is 2 bytes. And a single character constant can store only 1 character. So the size is fixed, that is 2 bytes. But in string I have written X because it depends on the number of characters present inside double quotes. Okay, it depends on the value. Character, it is 1 character, so the value is fixed, that is 2 bytes. But string, it can be 0 characters, it can be 1 character, it can be more than 1 character. So it depends on the number of characters. For example, if I am storing my name Dibya, so what will be the size of string X? There are how many characters here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each character is 2 bytes. So the size of the string variable will be X equal to 5 into 2. Each character is 2 bytes. There are total 5 characters. So answer will be 10 bytes. So it will change. For example, if I am writing Dibya classes as the string. So here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space is also a character. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So size will change. That is 13 into 2. That is 26 bytes. The size of string is not fixed. It will change. Okay, it depends on the type of string constant we are storing in that variable. It is flexible. The size of string is flexible. But the size of byte, short, int, long, char, it is fixed. The value is fixed. Next we have is Boolean data types. The Boolean, you already know that it can store true or false. There are only two values. True means 1, false means 0. What this means? True is source code. When you convert it to byte code to machine code, the machine understands it as 1. False means it is source code. And 0 means it is a machine code. The machine learns it as 0. Okay. So Boolean values are generally used in conditions. Okay, when we'll check, is 5 greater than 6, is 2 greater than 5, or 1 equal to 1, comparison, where the answer will be either true or false. So in these types of programs we'll be using Boolean values. Else the numeric data types will be used for mathematical calculations, and the size of Boolean is 1 byte. Okay. So now I have made a table for you so that it will be easy to remember. Okay. Please make a note of this table in your copy for future reference. This table will help you to remember what data types to use for different types of. So now I will take a leave from you. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.